Click the first link in the description for the best Askreddit content. Today I fucked up by doing PE too loud. Okay, so like most students in the US, I have been doing my classes over Zoom. Today, I had PE first period. When I do PE, I usually half-ass everything and don't put in much effort. My mom knows this. Today though, I decided I was actually gonna push myself and do everything to the best of my abilities. So, my PE teacher plays workout videos in class that we follow, and he watches us and makes sure we're doing stuff right. Today, one of the videos he played was 3 women doing stretch exercises. Now, I'm pretty much like a piece of steel. So when I was stretching, I was grunting and breathing heavy and making a lot of noises. Like I said earlier, I was really trying to push myself. What also didn't help was that the women in the video were really into these stretches, saying things like "oh yeah and oh you feel that," and "that feels great," and were pretty much moaning the whole time. It sounded like you know what. The women also weren't saying anything about the activities like make sure to stretch those calves or something like that, so it did not sound good. Like I also mentioned earlier, I'm grunting and groaning and breathing heavily while this video plays pretty loud because while I'm moving it can be hard to hear the sound. Finally, my teacher just cuts the video off even though there were like 5 minutes left. I think he too realized how bad it sounded. Anyway, class ends and I'm sitting on my bed, dripping sweat, breathing heavily, when my door to my room opens just barely. My mom says, "Honey, are you okay?" "Yeah, why?" "I heard you." We heard you. What are you talking about?" "Look, you don't have to be embarrassed, it's natural, just keep it down, okay?" My door then closes, and I'm sat there realizing what it must have sounded like from outside my room. I also have a habit of not going to my classes, so I think that helped her think I was doing you know what. Anyway, I've been out of my room a few times today trying not to make eye contact with anyone in my house. I don't know if I can ever look my mom in the eye again. TL Doctor was doing PE louder than I thought. Mom told me to be quiet, thinking I was masturbating. Edit/update. Thank you to all of you who said I shouldn't be embarrassed and that it was fine. Thank you for all the upvotes. When I woke up and saw over 50 notifications from Reddit, my heart fell through my body. Anyway, today I finally worked up some courage to tell my mom what really happened. I went to her room and she looked over at me. I said, "Mom, you know yesterday and what happened?" "Yes." "Well, I just want to let you know I wasn't, doing you know." It was a video we had to watch in PE and I was trying harder and the women in the video sounded like you know what. Okay, I did think it was weird you were making a lot of noise, but I just thought you were going extra rough or something. Oh god, why did she say that? The cringe never ends, I guess. Anyway, everyone knows I don't skip class to have extremely rough, loud and long self-love sessions. Again, thank you guys so much. Please tell me that the lesson still wasn't being zoomed when your mum said that. Die of embarrassment either way, lol, but at the same time it will be a funny story to them and you when you get a chance to explain it later. Smile. Years from now you'll lol. No, it was right after the class ended. They probably heard me for a while and then checked on me once they heard me stop. I'll probably laugh at it later, but I'm still completely embarrassed. See, you've provided a built-in excuse for anyone going to school who gets heard masturbating now. Mom. It was my PE class. We were stretching. Maybe, judging from the workout video, people can get pretty into their exercise, so it could be believable. Cool, Mom. I too like Hop's mom. This is pretty funny, NGL. Wow, I didn't think PE could even be a thing still with distanced learning till. I'm a PE teacher in NYC doing Zoom PE lessons. It's terrible. Trying to plan activities that are equitable and everyone can perform at home with little to no equipment is challenging to plan. I have been creating high-intensity interval training workouts for students to follow along on video and have them fill out workout logs and meal logs as ways to track student data. We have weekly discussions about nutrition and how we felt, but it's nothing like a class being in the physical gym. Today I fucked up by telling my mother-in-law this is where the magic happens. So this happened earlier today when my semi-new mother-in-law came over to our place for the first time. My wife and I got married a few months ago and we moved into a new place. Her super conservative mom happened to be in the area for an errand and we decided it would be fun if she came and had lunch with us in our tiny studio apartment. Fast forward to when she sees inside for the first time and I nervously blurt out, "Yep, this is where the magic happens." Mind you, I'm kind of inadvertently staring/open hand gesturing at the bed when I say this without realizing the gravity of my icebreaker until halfway through my icebreaker. But my obnoxious mouth just had to finish what it started. That's when my mother-in-law looks at me like some sort of pervert and my wife is just trying to hold in her laugh. I'm still cringing from this experience because up until then I've never had an awkward moment with her. Writing this is making my upper lip sweat all over again. Too long didn't read. My wife and I showed the mother-in-law our studio apartment for the first time and I accidentally gave her a visual of me plowing her daughter. Edit, formatting. And he did lie with her and thus did he incur the indifference of the Lord because they were married, so it was not a big surprise. Good for you. Your wife laughed, so you're good. You should go into that room, jump back out of the doorway and pull a hanky out of your clenched fist and go ta-da, we use this to mop up cum. Next time she comes over you should do a magic show in the bedroom and be like, "See, I told you this is where the magic happens." Now you have to have old episodes of MTV Cribs on whenever she comes over so she gets the joke, since they say that on every episode. Today I fucked up by making dad jokes in the security line at the airport. Happened a few minutes ago and only resulted in minor embarrassment, a reprimand to be careful about my jokes, and a slight delay getting through security. So I'm at the airport this morning with a film crew about to fly on a special flight during COVID. I'm a visual effects supervisor, relevant for further on, and am waiting in line with the crew as get our bags scanned. The security guy asks if I packed my bags myself and if I have aerosols or electronics. I say nope, and I've taken that stuff out, cameras, everything, and he asks again if I have electronics. I say no, you already asked me. Cue him giving me a disgruntled "that's my job" asshole stare. And then my bag starts to vibrate. I reach into the front pouch and pull out my phone, which is vibrating because of an alarm I have set for 8 AM. Instead of apologizing and saying I forgot the phonette, I look up at the guy, point at my vibrating phone, and say, "That's alarming." Because dad jokes. Anyway, the guy lets me go, but not before looking like he's going to put me in a chokehold. I quickly pack my bag and begin to head towards the escalator. I've taken 10 steps when another security guy stops me. He asks if he can do a bomb test. I'm feeling very foolish already, so in my most humble and "Sorry sir, yes sir, I will come with you sir" voice, I agree and follow him to his station. The guy tells me to open my bags so he can swab them, my clothes, my shoes and my hat. I say that's fine and open things up again. Next, he asks me, "So do you have any explosives in your bag?" And without thinking I say, "Nah mate, I don't make the explosions, I just supervise them." This does not go down well. I backtrack quickly, I do make explosions in post using computers. See, my job as a VFX supervisor is to make computer graphics elements you can film. I'll often tell people I make robots, explosions, spaceships, that kind of thing. I've got a joke about exploring unicorns too, which doesn't go down well with children, but I'm getting sidetracked. The explosive detection guy does not think my joke is funny, probably because I haven't explained to him my job, right? So I proceed to start babbling about computers and films and exploding unicorns. It's at the point where I am explaining how we have to study real-world objects, like planes and buildings, then recreate them in minute detail to get realistic explosions, that I realize my mistake in its full entirety. I cut my explanation short, in mid-sentence, my mouth moving a little, but the words have thankfully ceased. The explosives guy is just staring at me. He points over my shoulder at the other people with film gear and says, "You with the film crew then?" In mute apologetic silence I nod. He nods slowly back and says, "Yeah, my son does animation. He works in a dark room without contact with a lot of people." A knowing look and a raised eyebrow from the guy, as if I also have reduced social skills. He is correct. Next time you get asked if you have explosives on you, maybe skip the part about blowing things up. Nice security man finishes up the scan, and asks me where I work and what his son should do to break into the industry, etc. I'm happy to answer, and only now writing this do I think he was probably expertly verifying my story. Anyway, that's the story. I am waiting for my plane now, typing my first "today I fucked up" on my phone, feeling like a bit of an idiot but still, quietly, proud of my alarming dad joke. Too long didn't read. I told airport security that I blow things up for a living. I do, but only digitally on computers. Sounds like you had a fun time. He had a blast. I was once going through security at an airport and my bag was taken for an extra check. The security guard was talking to me afterwards and asking the regular questions. "Did you pack the bag yourself?" I said yes. "Has your bag been in your sight at all times? Could someone have put something in your bag?" "No, my bag was taken away from me at the beginning of this check and I couldn't see it anymore." Apparently that was the wrong answer. Nice security man finishes up the scan. It's nice to see one end like this. People seem to hate the "it's my job" excuse. But it is their job and they are just human. If he didn't get that people with reduced social skills, as you put it, he wouldn't have been as kind to you. If he doesn't get it, he doesn't get it. People can't magically understand a completely different mindset to their own instantly. P.S. Cracking alarming joke, especially since it has so many avenues. You were alarmed, he was alarmed, the alarm was alarming. I wanna hear more about exploring unicorns. I'm glad it was only the TSA agents that found you alarming, not their machines.